Welcome back to the championship rounds. What are we about to do?
Well, championship rounds is basically the end of the fight. Rounds 11 and 12 in boxing. If you're in MMA, if you go 5 rounds, I think it's rounds 4 and 5. Pretty much where it's decided who's going to win the fight. Well, for us, it's just loose talk. A lot of the issues that we talked about in the show, people want us to expound on. So we'll give you a couple minutes of extra footage, and we'll talk about those things, and you guys can react to it just the same.
Jordan Burroughs. Jordan Burroughs. We talked about him in the On My Grind segment. I had him. All the good things that Jordan Burroughs does, the way they're hyping Jordan Burroughs, the championships, the medals that he's winning. The interesting thing is, nobody talks about the things that Jordan Burroughs had to deal with. I was a former wrestler.
Okay.
I can tell you that wrestling is not an African-American sport.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
So you got to deal with a lot of things. When you go to these wrestling clubs, you don't see a lot of people that look like you.
Okay.
You don't do. I mean, it's what it is. And in wrestling in high schools, you don't get the home cooking. Sometimes even at home. The fact that he's been able to stick to his sport, he may not come out and say it, but the fact that he's been able to stick with his sport, training, eating correctly, continuing to grow and develop and be the best wrestler on the planet shows that Jordan Burroughs is able to deal with these adversities that we're not able to talk about at that level and still come out on top. As I can tell you, you get some nasty confrontations on the mat, and when you look at the officials for help, if you're in somebody else's town or you're not the favorite son, a lot of times you don't get those calls, even when you're supposed to get them, just like any other sport.
Well, I mean, I agree with you there. I mean, that's all well and good, but do you think if you asked Jordan Burroughs about that, he'd admit that? You think that's what he'd talk about? You think that would be his driving motive for success would be because he was basically in a situation where he was the odd person out. He was the person that didn't look like everybody else. I mean, I think sometimes we get caught up in the racial issues. And yeah, they do happen. But I think that to a degree, maybe sometimes those issues are exacerbated a little bit.
They may be exacerbated in some situations, but the fact is they're there. And that we have to deal with them. And no, I don't think Jordan Burroughs would come on and go, Umgawa, Black Power. I don't think he would do that.
Wait a minute. What?
And there's no slight.
Wait.
My
What
father
was that?
My father was in the nation, and he also dealt with the Black Panthers. So that was coming from the 60s and 70s.
Do it again.
No. I don't think Jordan Burroughs would come on and do that if you asked him. But what I do think Jordan Burroughs would say is, I keep striving, I keep working, I keep pushing forward. That doesn't mean he doesn't have to deal with it. It means he chooses not to deal with it politically now. But he has to deal with it. You're not going to go into a wrestling, as you put earlier, on a wrestling mat in the South. And last time I checked, Nebraska was not in the North. And not have to face some type of adversity.
I don't think it matters whether it's the North or the South, to tell you the truth. It's everywhere.
That's true.
But I like it, man. I like Jordan Burroughs. I'm definitely going to follow him a lot more. My son actually was trying to wrestle a little bit there, and he actually put up a lot of Jordan Burroughs YouTube videos, and that's who he was following for a while. So I'm glad you talked about him and highlighted him in that segment, because I think more of us need to know that there are a lot of us in these other sports that are trailblazers, that are pioneers. And maybe Jordan Burroughs will be that guy that inspire other people that look like him from other socioeconomic backgrounds like his, or from wherever he came from, to get into wrestling.
Well, I can tell you, he is inspirational, and he has a lot of fans on Facebook. He has a lot of fans, and he's just the next generation. Because Bobby Douglas inspired me. Ended up being the coach of Arizona State. Kenny Monday won a gold medal when John Smith won his. John Smith got all the pub. Kenny Monday became a coach at Penn State. We have had wrestlers of African American descent who have excelled and exceeded well above and beyond with the credit that were given throughout the years. I can tell you back to a man at Morgan State, Leonard Jones. Leonard Jones was not able to wrestle for the Olympics, but he did beat Germany's best wrestler on American soil. And it was amazing, but it got no coverage. So Jordan Burroughs, fortunately, is in the right place at the right time where people are actually covering him. And some people would say, yeah, they're pimping him, but Jordan Burroughs continues to rise above.
Pimping. Let's get on that. Mm-hmm. You know who was pimping? Dada 5000 and Kimbo Slice. That's who's pimping. Both of them boys probably made 6 figures off that.
Here's the thing, but they also showed you pimping ain't easy.
Man, well, listen, I tell you what. I don't know what you would call that exhibition last week, but it wasn't quite what you would call a.
Looked like they were washing clothes.
Or they was drunk. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe them boys had, they from down south. Maybe they had a little.
Yeah, they were.
I don't know, but Dada and Kimbo, if you haven't checked out the not YouTube, the Netflix special dogfight, check that out. It gives you a lot of info about Dada 5000, a little bit about Kimbo, about how they came up, in the Perrine area of Miami, and the odds that they beat. And it just shows you the entrepreneur spirit of Dada, because he actually started this whole backyard fighting culture. Illegal.
He didn't start it. He capitalized.
Well, he capitalized on it, right? Illegal as it was.
Very much so. And his mama took the
and I would
money
preface
in the
it by
door.
saying this. Everything is illegal until somebody else can get paid from it. Subliminal. Y'all check that out. Everything is illegal until somebody else can get paid for it. But
Cobain likes to say facts.
2 Chainz. But I will say this though, man. That was a terrible exhibition of fighting.
It wasn't fighting.
Well, whatever it was, look.
Hey, bro, I was waiting for one of them to break into the windmill. That's
Kimbo
just
did.
not fair.
You ain't listen. Kimbo threw a punch, bro. That boy reached back to South Dade to throw that punch, and Dada was just sitting there like, okay, I see it, and he still missed,
And and
he fell down,
I gotta apologize because that got hit in the arm like that.
and that was in the fight.
He just rolled over to the.
Listen, no disrespect either one of y'all, man.
I hope
we love
he came
y'all,
out
man.
safely, man, because
We
he had a heart
fans.
attack. He
Yeah.
did have a heart attack. So
Yeah, you don't fake that kind of stuff. So no disrespect. We just having fun in the situation. That was a terrible fight. But listen, man, y'all boys smiling all the way to the bank.
Yes.
I'm proud of y'all, man. Keep it up. Hopefully next time y'all decide to get into a ring, it's under better circumstances.
no, just don't get back in the ring.
Just don't get back in the ring.
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't get back in the ring.
No. And you had wait a minute. You said you had championship rounds. You had another one you wanted to deal with.
Yeah, man. Donald Trump, man. Did you see what Donald Trump told dude he wanted to punch him in the mouth?
Yes. Yes. First of all, he can't get his arm up above his elbow.
That was Bob Dole.
No, that's Donald Trump. Have you seen Donald when he tries to wave?
He got retarded on too? He did. Y'all remember when Bob Dole fell off that podium? Remember that when he was trying to wave?
First
and
of
his
all,
arm
send
didn't-
email to him. I did not
Bob,
say it.
listen, Bob Dole fell off that podium, boy. What that was, like 96?
Yes.
When that arm didn't work and he went over the rail. Damn, Bob. But listen, look, with the way the political climate is now, we wish we had somebody like Bob Dole, right? I mean, we wish we had Bob Dole and Dan Quayle back when politics was really politics. I'm serious. Politics was really politics back then. Now it's a sideshow. I mean, Donald Trump, these guys on air arguing about makeup.
He told Marco Rubio, he says, and I ain't worried about Lil Rubio. I was like, really?
Yeah, that's terrible, man. But
I want to see I want to see him fight. I want to see him get in the ring. Last time Donald Trump was around any kind of combat sport, it was in the WWE, and he hired Umaga to fight for him.
say it again.
He hired Umaga to fight for him.
Wasn't that what you just said earlier?
No, I said Ungawa.
That shit sound the same.
It sounds the same in Sebring, but it's not exactly the same. Yes, I did.
These are
Yes, I did.
championship rounds,
Yes.
man. We gonna do this after every show. We give you a few minutes just loose talk, man. Y'all make sure y'all check us out.
Hey,
man.
I'm gonna need a ride home. Somebody watching the show, if y'all go get me,
'Cause he walking.
That Sebring joke just got me put out.